Everyone, welcome to Oye's Ventures underscore Millenary online training. For this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make a turban with pleat and front ruffles. So what I'll be needing for my tutorials are this is an baby fabric, this is my wadding, this is pin, I have needle and thread, here is my scissors and my tape rule. So let's get started. Here I have an already made scuba cap. I have an already made cap, so I'm going to just do a running stitches. That's it. After I finish my ruffles, this is it. I have an already made cap. So now I'm going to cut out my wadding inches long. We're going to cut it 12 inches long by 2 inches wide, and we're going to cut that out. I'm going to cut that out into 7 places. I'm going to cut it out into 7 places like this. Be careful while cutting, and this is a strong wadding, the one that feels like clothes. It's very strong, the hard side. So I'm going to cut that out like that. I'm going to cut it out. So as it is now, I'm going to cut it out into 7 places. So now this is it. I've cut them out. Now as I've cut them out, I'm going to pick this baby fabric and cut out 3 inches wide. As you can see, 3 inches wide, so that it can cover what I want to do. 3 inches wide and 13 inches of length. 3 inches wide and 13 inches length. That's how I'm going to cut out from the baby fabric. So that's what I want to use to cover my pleats. It's very simple to do. 3 inches wide by 13 inches length. 3 inches wide by 13 inches length. I'm going to cut that out now and show you the final outcome. As you can see, I increased the width a little bit. So now I'm going to pick this shiny face of this wadding and place it facing up, while the place that is not shining will be facing down. And note, this is the back of my wadding, this is the front of my wadding, and this is the back of my wadding. So I'm placing it like this. As you can see, this is the shiny part. I'll place it on it like this. Then I'll iron it out. I'll use this side to cover this wadding like this, and I'll iron it out so that this place is going to make the fabric to stay on it. I'm going to do that on all the 7 of the fabric. As you can see, this is still the front. You can see it like this. So I'm going to take it to my iron it out. Be careful while ironing so that I don't burn the fabric. As you can see, I'm going to iron it out like this, and you see the final outcome. See, I've added my wording to it, and I've ironed them out. This is some are showing why some are not showing. As you can see, I make sure that I covered it out. This is the front part. So I made all 7 of it. So at this point, you can place it on your mannequin. You have to be careful while cutting your fabric so you don't cut them on the stretchy part. So now I'll place it on the mannequin to see how it look up. So but before then, you can as well place it on the floor, on your working space like this. You make sure you do it like this way, so you can get your midpoint, and make sure you arrange them properly before tacking, because this is how it's going to sit on the head. So you're just going to arrange them like this. Then you use your needle and thread and tack them down. So I'm using this white thread so that you can actually see what I'm going to do. So you're going to carefully put it in. You tack them down. You just tack maybe 3 places. You tack this edge, you tack the middle, and you tack the side. And here I have my strap that I'm going to use on one end. I'm going to use my strap on one end like this. So the other strap will be for the ruffle. So this is how one side should look like. So now for my ruffles, this is what I came up with. So let's assume I used my pin to hold them down. I've not sewn them yet. So let's assume that I've sewn them down. This is how when you sew them down, you turn it inside out. Then you start by making a running stitch on this edge, and you fold it in like this. As you can see, this baby fabric is very light, so you can go ahead and use any other fabric of your choice. So, but as you can see, this is it. You hold it down, you make another pleat, you bring it down like this. I hope you understand what I'm saying. As you can see, now I'm going to pick my needle and sew it down so that you can see how it looks like. So now I'm going to start sewing from this edge. That's why I'm using the white fabric, the white thread, sorry, so that you can see what it looks like. So make sure you use a matching thread for it. You sew it down, you carefully sew it down like so. You can see. So I've attached these three together like this. This is, look at how the side looks like. So I'm going to continue to do that. So I cut out 4 pieces of this. The more lengthier your fabric is, fabric cut out into 5 places, so your ruffle is going to come out very much. So for this, I'm going to join them every edge together like the way we sew them. So we join them together. I'm going to have a total of 180 inches of length so that my ruffle is going to come out fine. So now I'm going to go and tack this one down and sew out the ruffle, tack it down as I've shown you like this, and I'll show you the final outcome. So as it is now, after gathering your pleats like this, you are going to start pulling it. Let's assume I finished doing my pleat. You place it on your pleats and you start opening them inside out carefully, as you can see. You can use any other fabric, but this one is not a very strong fabric, you can see. So you just just interchange it like this, inside out. This is going to form out your ruffle. I'm going to show you how the side look like. So depending on how you want it, you can see this is how the side look like. So once you make that, you just plait it inside out. You do as if you are threading it out, just like the way we do our bow. So as you can see, this is how the side look like. So when you have plenty of it and you've placed your pleats on your cap, you just use this one to cover your pleats, carefully cover your pleats, and you use hot glue gun. Be very careful so that you don't have gum stays all over your work. So you just carefully use your glue gun to hold it down on your cap. So I'm going to do that and show you the final outcome. This is the final outcome of what we have as our ruffle and pleat. So if you want your ruffle to be more bigger than this, you can just increase the length of your materials. You increase the length of your material to have a more lengthier ruffle. So this is the final outcome and this is how it looks like. If you wish, you can just make a very round pleat. After making your round pleat, before you attach the ruffle on it, it also goes by that way too. So you can just make a very round a round pleat. After making the pleat, then you attach ruffle by the side to give it another classy look. So you can do, it's not a must you make it exactly like the way it's looking like. The more you work, the more idea comes. So this is the final outcome. This length for this one is just, I think, 60 inches for this side of the ruffle, and you can alter your measurement for your pleat. If you want a more tiny pleat, you can just make your wording a lot tinier and you just cover with your fabric. So this is the final outcome. This is the back, as you can see. So if you want to bring out the pleats, just be creative. You can as well glue the pleats down. So if you don't want your pleats to be detachable, you can use your hot glue gun. Make sure your glue gun is very hot. Use it to glue it down. As this one is detachable, so you can just glue it down. Use your hot glue gun. Make sure it's very hot. Immediately you put it on, just make sure you glue it down so that it can stay firm. And while tacking, tack them to be very firm too. So the places you tack, you can just use embellishments to cover that places so as to cover your rough work. This is always ventures_millinary online training. Thank you for watching.